Let's talk about Arsenal a little bit. Arsenal
Bottle.
officially bottled the
Bottle.
title. City have won it.
Bottle.
Um,
Bottle.
but this leads me to a question for next season. Will Arsenal be in the same position as they were this season?
Fuck.
Can
Yeah,
we consider them being title contenders next season as well?
yeah,
Fuck no.
Hmm.
yes. What?
No way.
Ooh.
What are you talking
Ooh.
about?
They have way more weight load again. Do you remember what happened last time they were in the Champions League? They dropped off again. And then they dropped to like fifth and sixth, and then they were struggling. And
Last
then
time
they
in the
being
Champions League was like 6, 7 years ago.
no, I'm
It's
talking.
been a
Oh
long
shit,
time.
I mixed it up. Europa League, sorry, but still bigger heights now with Champions League. Bigger expectations based on this season. Will they be able to live up to it? I don't know. If they get Declan Rice, like how all Arsenal fans are saying, I mean, I don't know if he'll have that big of an impact in terms of like making sure they don't bottle anything again. But I mean, overall, if you look at this season altogether, like it was a good season, but they came out with like hardly anything. No trophies. I mean, second place. They bottled a 10-point difference. I mean, they also bottled
I,
what a lead in the Europa League second leg. So I don't know. I feel like
I
they're
don't.
not going to be there.
I'm not disputing the fact that they bottled and that they definitely have a disappointing season overall. But with that being said, they have so many young players that are just going to get better. Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, even their back line and Gabriel and Saliba, who's like friggin' 19, 20. So like, um, maybe a little older. Was he like 21?
I think like
Elijah will
21,
double check me
22.
on that.
Yeah, yeah.
My point is
It's
though,
22.
22. Um, point is, I cannot agree with. I mean, you're assuming they're not first of all going to get reinforcements over the summer. They definitely are. Um, and they're going to be in the title race again. Now, are they going to be better than City? I mean, probably not. Are they going to be fighting for top four? Absolutely. Will they be fighting for top two or top three? Probably. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of they're better than literally any other top six team besides City. I would still take them over United, over
Hmm.
Liverpool.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's me.
Well, not Liverpool in the form they're in at the moment, but
Over, I would still probably take him over Liverpool at this point in time.
Hmm.
I don't know. Personally, I think they'll bottle it. I think they'll finish like fourth, fifth. They'll be up
What
there. I'm
the?
not saying I'm not.
No
I'm
way
not.
they finish
Yeah,
fifth. There's no way they
fourth,
finish
fifth.
fifth.
Watch, just watch.
That's
And then someone
crazy.
clip this.
Who goes
And
over? Who goes over them?
I have no fucking idea. I'm just telling you. But
Someone
they'll
has to,
bottle
though.
it.
That's what
They'll
I mean. I
bottle it.
mean, like, okay, my perspective on this question is like, I'm glad you guys are both on opposite sides because I'm like in between, right? I think do like by no means was this a fluke season, and it's up to them to make sure it wasn't. And I think they're going to do everything in their power to not next year, and by that means spending and getting reinforcements and backups and squad depth, which is why they didn't, which is why they couldn't finish it in the end. Um, but like I don't know. I can't see myself putting them as full title contenders. I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be. And Man City has kind of skewed this opinion because we know they're going to win the title. So
Yeah,
title contender is kind of hard. But like
agreed.
I could see it third or fourth, but that's up to them. That's up to them to finish, like to learn from their mistakes and purchase well. I think like that's what City does, right? They make purchases, and they're not the most expensive purchases in the world. They just make a lot of them, but they
Yeah,
haven't made. They've never made one bad signing. There's never been a single bad signing. Akanji when he was like okay, it's a bargain, but like he's gonna get playing time. He's been killing it. Nathan Ake, we knew he could
in
be
all
good.
fairness,
It was very
sorry, to interrupt you really quickly, and you can keep going. In all fairness, a lot of those successes though are down to how good Pep is. He makes
oh
every
yeah,
player he works with better.
exactly. I mean, but that's what I mean with Arsenal though. It's like you can get all these like they have to make the right signings that
Yeah, of course.
Mikel or the rest of the team can make better, and that's a lot. They've never been in this position before, or recently as much as you City have been. They haven't had to like
Yeah,
to be.
yeah.
They haven't been one step away from the top in a long time. Um, so I think they can, although I do think United are in a strong position to be up there as well, and I think can go toe to toe with Arsenal as long as they make the right signings and Eric Ten Hag formats the team a little bit better for this upcoming season. They have the potential to do that with the right signings and the right time being put into it. Liverpool has a chance as long as, again, they make the right signings. Newcastle's going to be up there as well. I guarantee it. Tottenham and Chelsea have the chance to be up there. Again, there's a lot more work that has to go into those two. Brighton are not going to be top 4, I don't think, but like they'll be top 6,
No.
so it's still competition. Like top 6, top 7, like this will be competition. But like that's what I mean. Like there's a lot of competition to the point where I can't put Arsenal like, hey, they're going to be the title contenders. Like I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a lot more that goes into it, personally, if that makes sense. It's too easy for me to be like, hey, like
all depends on what happens in the summer.
5th is, I think, a little bit of a stretch. However, I don't want to say it's impossible. I think if you get the right people injured, like then that's 5th for a long time. You know, if you get the wrong schedule and you go through a period of just where you just can't win, then 5th. You know, like it's like a lot of different things, of course, and we all know that. We've seen that happen time and time.
But
again.
This is your argument you're giving is an argument you can give to any team. It's not particularly like, oh, this, like, yeah, of course.
I mean, they went through a spell where they drew a bunch of games and then bottled it through the drawing. Like, so
for me with Arsenal, they were really good this year, and I'm going back to earlier. I don't want it to be a fluke season, right? I don't want it to be a fluke season for them. I mean, I do as a Chelsea fan, but like, they don't want it to be a fluke season, and it's up to them to make sure they continue that form. This is one season. I don't want to put City. You can put up there because they've been this team for 10 years now. You know, you can throw even Liverpool up there because they somehow have a way to come back. Arsenal have had one good season, and although I don't think it's a fluke, I think it's up to them to keep it up. Odegaard could come back next year and be a shell of himself, and that takes away so much. Saka has not ended the year good at all. He started really good
true.
and he hasn't been good at all in recent weeks. He could do the same thing. What if he does? And so that's what I mean. I need to make sure they are young, but I need to make sure these players, the team itself, can maintain the quality they had this year. And of course, I don't know. That's why I don't want to put a yes or no. But like, I need to see that. If you ask me again in a year, then I can give you a better answer. But like next season, I don't want to say anything.
If they sign Declan Rice, I think they'll be in a little bit better shape because you'll get the consistency that they're lacking because he's consistent all year, and you need someone who's going to be consistent all the time. And they're missing a few. Hold on, they're missing a few pieces that are consistent, and I feel like if you bring in some consistent players like Declan Rice and other players, I feel like they'll have a better shot. But I don't want, I'm just saying. I'm just giving.
Declan Rice is not the game changer that you're saying. I'm gonna start with that.
Okay.
Don't get like he can be, but just wait. Like he's consistent with West Ham because he's played with the same West Ham team for 5-6 years now. He could go to Arsenal
6 years
and
to the
consistently 14th.
He could go to Arsenal and not fit in at all in the end. And then it's like, why did you pay for him? That's what I mean.
That'd be great because he would come back to West Ham. I'd love
he would not go back to West Ham after it. Another team would take a chance on him. Chelsea would take a chance on him. Just because he doesn't fit at Arsenal doesn't mean he doesn't fit anywhere else. He can just go anywhere else if he wants to.
Please stay, Declan.
But
one more year.
But like he's not. You're right, Diego. Like he's not going to be the game changer for the whole team.
No.
But there are players that can be. He could end up being a big.
I'm not saying he won't be a big part. Yeah, he'll obviously be. He could be a big part, but he's not. It's not like they get him. They win. They like personally.
Yeah, he's not the answer.
Like
there's a lot more
obviously,
answers.
if they get him, they become a much stronger. They become a stronger team. That doesn't change that. And they're losing Granit Xhaka. I forget to who right now.
Yeah.
I think it was,
it's Leverkusen, I think.
I think
it's gonna be Leverkusen.
No, I think it's.
No, I thought it was Leverkusen.
It's one of the two.
Is it? Okay, it's one of them. Basically, they're losing Granit Xhaka, so then they're going to be looking for a midfielder to replace him. I think we kind of already know that it seems like Rice will be that guy. I just think like I get what you guys are saying. I just think it's kind of an unfair. Like what you guys are saying is the same for every team, of course.
Yeah.
the player that did well, what if he doesn't do well next season? Then yeah, it's gonna hurt. Or if this player isn't the same as it was that, or they do this. Like it's just the argument for every team. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's
I mean,
that special to be saying
I mean
like
that it just shows that it's all speculation. We actually don't know because it
well,
can
yeah.
apply
I mean,
to Arsenal, it can apply to anyone. So moral of
that's
the
the point of
story
the
is
question.
that they're gonna bottle it. They're gonna get fourth or fifth, and that's just final right there.
There's no more. That was not a moral story. I think for like
No.
like yeah, like you're right, Diego. Like you can say that for anyone, but I think Arsenal for me it's like a little bit more because I think Arsenal are more of a team than like you take away Wilfred Zaha from Crystal Palace. That's a big part of their thing, right? Part of their attack. You know, you you take away Rashford from United for the whole season. That's a huge part of their attack, right? I feel like Arsenal, you can take away a player or two and they'll still be okay, but like that's a lot of
that makes
players.
them better.
No, it does. It definitely does. But I mean, like, but there's a lot of players who've had one good season, which is what I mean, and they all had good seasons together. And let's say they don't do as good next season, but 4 or 5 players, that's a big part. That's what I mean. That's a bigger chunk. If it was just one player that had a breakout season, let's say Holland. I mean, he's going to be consistent, but let's say Holland has a really
Right.
good season and he scores 5 next year. Like City, like that's fine. Like City have the depth, whatever. They'll be okay. It's gonna suck, but like Arsenal don't have the one key guy. They have a lot of key guys, and if
I
a
will
lot of key
say
guys don't do good, then that's a big problem.
I know, and I understand what you're saying, and like you obviously a good example is Saka, who's dropped off a bit, but at the same time, Saka is still so young. This happens to so many
Yeah,
young players. They have that rough patch, and that's okay. I
yeah,
already know he's gonna come back improved and better, and he'll be even
yeah.
scarier to face. It's like I don't doubt that, and I understand that you said that's a factor, and that's fine, but that's why I don't think that's a factor for me.
Hmm.
And why I think like Saka's just going to get better and better, and prime Saka is going to be, as long as the injuries don't ruin him in any way, he's going to be a scary player.
I think that's what I mean. Though, like I don't doubt that. Like I think all these players are gonna do good. I just mean like in the case that they don't, in the case that this was a fluke season, then it's a big thing. Of course, that we don't even know. That's so many things could impact that, right? Like so many things. Look, Dele Alli, we thought he was going to be the guy, and then
Yeah,
if he stays at that level, Tottenham wins something. That's like
but that's
practically
attitude
guaranteed.
issues.
No, but that's what I mean, though. Like
Yeah,
anything could happen with these players, and that's why it's all speculation, of course. But like,
Yeah, of
but like,
course.
that's what like that's why I don't want to say it's a sure. Hey, they're going to be back up top again. I'm sure they will.
I guess.
I believe they will. I just think I feel like there's a lot more to consider when thinking about it for me to just be like, yeah, guarantee.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you. They're going to be up there. It's just not a certain to me. I just need to see more. And once I
Okay.
see that, then that's totally fine. And like again, I don't
Yeah.
want any Arsenal fans to be like, what the fuck? Like it's
No,
just,
fuck
with any
Arsenal.
team except City, because City have the amount of people to just back up.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
any team, like you know, anything can happen.